Hi. So we're in my office for this video instead of down in the recording studio so that I can do some screencasting and show you my screen as I go through one of these citation problems in the case names exercise. You'll have one of these videos for each chapter within the ICW so that after you read the chapter, you can watch the short video showing you how to walk through a problem, and then you can do the exercise. And hopefully, having seen how I walk through a problem, it'll make it a little bit easier for you to do so on your own. Now, I'm going to know these rules off the top of my head. I've been doing this for a very long time. You're not going to know them off the top of your head. It's going to take you a little bit longer to find them. But by the end of this exercise, you're going to be pretty familiar with Rule 10 and with B10 in the blue pages. So you'll get there for sure. So let me share my screen with you. Hold on. Screen. Okay, so I'm already in the case names exercise, but let me go back to the beginning so you can see how I got here. So this is the Lexis Advance main screen, and then I go up to this box grid up in the upper left-hand corner and click on that, and then I go to LexisNexis Interactive Citation Workstation and click there. Now, my screen's going to look different than yours. This is the professor screen, which gives me all kinds of information about your performance, but I'm going to go down to the student screen. So I'm going to start with the case names exercise, okay? I'm going to go ahead and do number 14. Go back up here. And so the caption of the case is Columbia Broadcasting System petitioner versus the Democratic National Committee respondent. And you're given some additional information that the Columbia Broadcasting System is the television network CBS and is commonly referred to by its initials. And that becomes important because one of the rules in 10 and in B10 is that you can use the initials for organizations or entities that are commonly referred to by their initials. So the two sets of rules I'm going to need for case names, there's B10, which are the practitioner's notes, and then there's Rule 10 in the main body, which are for scholarly works, but they also apply to practitioner works, except to the extent that the blue pages change them, okay? So I encourage you to really use both as you get used to this. The explanations in the main body in the white pages are much more thorough, and there are more examples there. And so as you're learning these rules, this is a good place to look things up. So we're going to start, there's a two-step process, remember. We're going to start by eliminating the things that Rule 10 tells us to eliminate, and we're going to abbreviate what remains. And so Rule 10.2 covers the case name portion of the citation, so that's where we're going to be for this exercise. So Columbia Broadcasting System petitioner. There's nothing as you look through the rules that indicates that Columbia Broadcasting or system should be omitted. But there is a rule that tells us that we should probably get rid of petitioner because it is a descriptive term for a party that's already named. So if you look at Rule 10.2.1e, it tells you that you omit terms such as administrator, appellee, executor, licensee, and trustee that describes a party already named, and it gives you a couple of examples. Now, if you turn over to B10, sorry, let me put the same rule in here. Petition of... These are in a different order, so I always have trouble finding these. That one may not be in here, which is fine. It does give you a similar rule about omitting procedural phrases, and it's for the very same reason that you want to keep that citation as simple as possible. So anyway, you're going to omit petitioner because it's a description for a party already named. Again, this is an example where the information is included in the main body rules but isn't repeated in B10, and so that's why you want to make sure you're using those main body rules. So we've got, go down here in the box, Columbia Broadcasting System, V period, and then we've got the Democratic National Committee. So again, I'm going to go over to Rule 10, and as I look through these rules, I'm going to see that 1021D gives me a rule for the word the as it starts a party. And it tells me to omit that if it's the first word of a party name, except as part of the name of the object of an in rem action. For example, in re, the property located at, 4 Commerce Place. You would leave it then, or you would leave it if you have an action involving the king or the queen. We have neither of those things, so we're going to omit the from that name. We also know from the previous party name, Columbia Broadcasting System, that we don't need respondent because that's a label for a party already named. So we're going to get rid of the, and we're going to get rid of respondent, and we're going to have, whoops, Democratic National Committee. Okay, now remember CBS can be referred to by its initials. Sorry, that was a little calendar reminder there. Go back to that. So we're going to change this now that we're abbreviating what remains. So we've got CBS versus the Democratic National Committee. Now, for those sort of policy wonks who are interested in politics, you probably commonly refer to the Democratic National Committee as the DNC, but that's not widely known in the popular culture, and so we're not going to abbreviate that down to its initials, DNC. What we are going to do, though, is turn to T6, which is in the back. Notice I've got that tabbed in my book. We're going to go to T6, and there's an extensive list of words that are abbreviated, and we're going to look at each one of these because I'm constantly surprised at what is and isn't in here. So Democratic is not in there. National is in there. National is going to be abbreviated NAT''L. So NAT''L. There's no period at the end of that abbreviation because there isn't one given in the table. And then committee is also, hold on, let me find it, is also there in the table. That's COMM period. So that one is going to end with a period. And then that's it. The only thing left to do is to italicize the case name, and I'm going to italicize the whole thing as a single unit. There we go. And now, before I submit my answer, I want to show you what happens when you submit an incorrect answer. So I'm going to go ahead and not abbreviate committee and then submit my answer. Okay. So it's going to give me, it's telling me that there's something wrong with party 2, and it's going to give me a list of things that I can check. The rules that would have helped me construct the name for the second party for me to check. So have I italicized the party name? Yes. Did I omit the? I did that. Have you abbreviated any word in T6? Aha. I did not do that. So I'm going to have to go back and redo that. So it gives you the answer that the last answer that you submitted. I'm going to abbreviate that according to T6. Oh, it's telling me I'm still having a problem. Oh, no, it's telling me it's correct. Sorry. I was looking at the bottom there. So it's going to give you, as you go through, it's going to give you these incorrect attempts. It's going to list them. And that's something that I'll see, and that's something that my TA will see. And so you don't want to just hit the same answer over and over again until you get to the next problem, because we'll see that, and then you won't get credit for the exercise. Okay, so that's how you do case names. You will be doing the odd-numbered problems for credit. But don't do those yet. You want to wait until after we do the evens in class. See you there.